What is a religious life? Go on, sir. Obviously, all the things that go on, the circus that goes on, is not religion. Let's throw it out. So what is a religious life? If all the rituals, the dogmas, the beliefs, the gods, all that is out, then what is it? Got it, sir? If all you've thrown that out, which means you're throwing out with it the self, the me. So the essence of religion is the total absence of the me, of the self.
What is it you mean by self, sir? Is it ego?
Ego, which means my characteristics, my desires, my fears.
But not the mechanism of observation.
Yes, not the mechanism. Of course, of course. Then the question arises, sir. You make a statement of that kind, and I understand it. I grasp. Now I say, how am I? How is myself to get out of the way? Right, sir? So I have to say, what is the self? Is it a lot of words? A lot of memories? Attributes, qualities, and all that. Is that the self? Huh? Then what is the self?
Just a mechanism.
Huh?
Just a mechanism.
What do you mean that's the mechanism?
An instrument to observe
No,
that you place before it.
That constitutes the ego, the me, the I, the self.
Not necessarily, sir.
Then what, sir?
Minus these things, there can be a substance,
Huh?
a mirror-like thing, clean mirror.
You see, this is a theory. And I'm not, sorry, theories have no meaning to me.
So would you accept if I say that the self is only an adhesive?
Additive.
Adhesive. It is something which has the quality of getting things to stick to it.
So, Achuji, you will give your description of what the self is, he will give his description, and she will give his description. People, so
Ultimately, we want
add
yourself.
all the descriptions, that is not the self. The description is not the self. Right? Are we discussing the description or the fact of the self?
I was only saying this because when he said it's a mirror, I said
I
it's
do-
the opposite. It is not a mirror, but it is an adhesive.
Yes,
It
sir.
has the quality of sticking things to it.
You are still describing. I'm not in, I want to see what the self is, and if that self can be washed out. To me, that's religious life. Not the reflection of divine and all that kind of stuff. Those are all theories. Can I get rid of my jealousy, fears, anxieties, anger, everything out of it? As long as that is there, fear of this or that, I have no religious life. I can pretend by going to a temple That's a dirty trick.
I don't know. And it is true that one does not know what a religious
Oh?
One does not know what a religious life is. Because if one has
I'm telling you what, then see that you're not selfish.
when he says that the self to be wiped away, washed away, what?
Why can't you be practical?
That we are
The gentleman asked,
we are
be
only
practical, down onto earth. That is, one of the symptoms of the self is jealousy, envy, greed, authority, power, position, domination, attachment, out of it. And can you be selfless and live in this world? Right, sir? That's what you asked.
Pardon, sir?
Can you be without the self and live in this world?
Not exactly that. We left yesterday that the solution for all the problems is to stop thinking. I agree.
Who is going to stop thinking?
The self.
And have you done it?
I will try.
You can't try it.
Then all right.
It says, I can't try not to be jealous.
Not to be.
Jealous. Either I operate on it, end it, and finish with jealousy. I can't say, I'll try it.
No, you mean with regard to jealousy. Not to that little particular dirty thing I am referring. I am referring to the whole process of thing. If that is stopped, everything else will be wiped out.
Can you stop? Will you tell me
That's why
that you
I
have
raised
stopped? So when you say if that stops, stop it then.
No, that's why I raised the question that today's discussion will be more fruitful if it moves to that focus
I'm doing
about the technique of stop.
There is no technique, sir.
Call it by any name.
Huh?
Call it by any name, sir. Call it by any name. If you don't like the word, if you
No,
don't
no,
like the
no,
word,
it's not a question. The word signifies practice, a continuous repetition. Therefore, your mind becomes mechanical. A mechanical mind can never have love. That's just it.
certain processes we cannot avoid, I think.
It can be avoided.
I would like to get
I say, see intellectually even that a system makes the mind mechanical. Intellectually even. And if you see it intellectually, probe it further. We've had systems galore, right? And nobody has come to anything about these systems.
No, please, please. This is restricted to the. It
Let
is
me-
restricted, sir. Otherwise it will not. They are observed.
Let
There
him
is a
say.
system.
Ask him what you want. Let him say. Let him.
I wanted to ask, you have said there is no system, but nevertheless the fact remains that we have to do something. We cannot just sit idle. So I agree that a system limits, could you at least give us some guidelines? But you have already given us some guidelines by saying that we should not be selfish, we should not be jealous. So is it not possible to give some guidelines as to what to do in order not to be just idle?
So if you love system, keep it.
But isn't that in some way, you see, Krishnaji, I think that the fact is, we talk about this many times, and inevitably, or very often, the question comes up, is there a system? And in some way or other, it is related to what we've said, that how does the question arise that we're looking at the observer? The observer, somehow or other, in the nature of the observer, arises the question, how can I be religious? I mean, all of these questions. How can I be transformed? How can I be unselfish? How can I be this? How can I be religious? Everybody wants to get another drug. Everybody wants to get better.
Quite right, sir.
And so this man's question, is there a system, is simply another part of that thing. How can I get better? Everybody's trying to get better.
I said,
Nobody wants to be the way they are. You know, it's like another drug. This guy's taking a drug, taking heroin. This guy's taking spirituality. This guy's taking a PhD.
no, sir. All that I am saying, you're quite right, sir. Everybody wants to be something else. That gentleman put it, to be or not to be. And so everybody is doing something. I say, don't. Just start where you are.
But you don't. If you'll permit me, you really don't somewhere, because you always interject this.
No,
to
sir.
get better.
No, forgive me. I say start where you are.
Okay. If you stick to that,
I do.
You talk about being unselfish, being
I know.
religious.
No, excuse
Also
me.
about envy, jealousy, all these dreadful characteristics as where you are.
So when you
No, but in a way he's saying that, in a way he's telling, there's a subtle suggestion to get rid of envy. and
No,
jealousy.
sir. That's your comprehension, or rather your misinterpretation of what I'm saying. I am saying start near. That's all. Because if you know how to read this whole history of man, which is you, is finished. That's all.
See, now wait a minute, you just interjected, that's very subtle, it's finished.
No, finishing. Just a minute, sir, just a minute. It's a book. Huh? Wait, just listen, sir. It is a vast book. And I'm reading it. That's all. I'm not trying to change it.
It may turn out to be an encyclopedia.
I'll find out. I start where I am. And I'm reading it. And I'm reading it not slowly. I want to read the whole history instantly.
Somewhere there is the difficulty. When you say read the whole history, that is where one does not possible.
What do you mean?
Without movement in time, without seeing the expressions of the self.
Sunandaji, we explain now. I just want to know the whole content of myself. My whole consciousness with its content. And I'm investigating that. You can investigate something when you are free, when there is no prejudice, belief, conclusion. You just investigate. That's all.
So then there is no investigation at all.
Huh?
Because then there is no investigation of the history. The history is the prejudice.
Yes, sir.
And you are
So,
saying
wait. When I end the prejudice, it's all finished. Then I am nothing. I've come to the end of the book.
So you are really not concerned with investigating the content, but where you
So
are starting.
So let us take this step by step. There are people who are seeking systems.
Huh?
There are people who are seeking systems.
Sitting?
Who are seeking systems.
Methods.
Now one sees, as you said, at least intellectually. Why I see it intellectually, that the seeking of the system will not end the problem at all. So I say, okay, I don't seek. Now the question begins, then what do I do, as you put it? I'm learning, I'm observing. But my observation, my tool of my observation is still the intellect, with knowledge. And I'm sitting and discovering with you. You come and point out that your tool is limited. Your investigation is still through knowledge. I see this. Now where am I? I'm saying something which is very factual.
Yes, sir. Go
I
ahead.
have denied systems, denied practices, and inquiring.
No. if you have put away systems practice, what is the quality or the state of your mind when you have done it?
It's inquiring.
And no, don't say it's quiet.
I say it's inquiring.
No,
But it is investigating.
no, you have not answered my question. What is the state of your mind when you have put away systems? And you have put away the system, why?
Because you see it is false.
Yeah. So, what is the state of your mind when it has seen something false, which has been the tradition of centuries? That is false. What is the state of your mind?
So there is an alertness.
No, watch it, sir. Watch it carefully.
There is an alertness as regards to what it has seen, but it is still caught in something else.
Wait, sir. Begin slowly. You have seen something false, and you have dropped it. You have dropped it. Why?
Because I see it clouds.
No, you saw something false, therefore you put away. So, the seeing of the false, what has done to your mind?
Enjoyment.
Huh?
Enjoyment.
Oh, no. Lord, you don't even look at, do it, sir. You put away systems. Why have you put away? Because you think that's silly. You see the absurdity of it. You see you logically see it. Which means what? Your mind has become sharper, clearer, not more intelligent. Right? So, that intelligence is going to observe. Put away everything that is false. Right? Either you do, that intelligence sees fragmentarily or sees the whole falseness of it. You understand?
So is there a point where this intelligence stops?
No. Rajesh, go step by step, old boy. When you put away something false, your mind is lighter. Like climbing a mountain, throw away things you don't want. So your mind becomes very, very clear. Right? Which means, is your mind clear because you have thrown away these things? Throw them away. They can't come back. If you throw them down the precipice, they're gone. So your mind has the capacity of perceiving that which is true and that which is false. And you discard everything that's false, which is everything that has thought has put together is false, except buildings, right?